Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now they're probably paying even more. Disgusting. Oh.
President. President. On to public comments on agenda. Would like to invite any resident or taxpayer. Kelly, would anyone sign up?
Thomas Rubrits, 352 Vanadium. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Thomas Rubrits, 352 Vanadium Road, Scott Township. Commenting on agenda item 2.1. First, let me say that I encourage all in the audience to get out your phones and go live on social media or record for your own record keeping this meeting, as the school board has yet to produce a live broadcast or archive recording of these meetings. Second, I'm commenting on the public published agenda that reads, motion to appoint as the superintendent of the Chartiers Valley School District. I feel that the leadership of the school board is knowingly violating Title 65 of the Consolidated Statutes of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, also known as the Sunshine Act. By redacting the name of the superintendent candidate, you are prohibiting your constituents from doing our due diligence in researching the candidate. I am commenting that this is another calculated decision by school board leadership to knowingly hide information from the taxpayers and residents of our school district. I was going to ask a very poignant question here and a very divisive question here, but because I know I won't get an answer, I won't ask it. But at this point, it's more out of fear of retribution. I am afraid of retribution, as I understand I have been labeled as a plant in the audience to bring up the points that I do. I can only imagine what else is said about me behind closed doors. I assure you, I am not a plant. These are all my words. As I said just 2 days ago, no one is winning here. Please stop hurting our school district. Thank you.
Good evening. My name's Matt Dwyer, 4003 Coast Circle. Well, that's the board's fault for not having proper equipment for the residents. Oh, I'm sorry that you have something wrong that you can't hear me. How's that? Perfect. There we go. Maybe we can help put listening ears on and listen to the taxpayers, because apparently you don't. My comment is on the agenda for the superintendent. Why does the public not have a right to know who the candidate is ahead of time? Why does the public not get to provide input? Why is it done behind closed doors? What are you hiding? What are you afraid of being in the public record? You were elected by the taxpayers. You're not there for special interest. If you're there for special interest, you need to step down. You're here for the students. You should care about our children. You should care about the taxpayers. I'm not sure what some of you are thinking. It's clear that there's a few of you have a good interest, and it's clear that there's some of you that don't have a good interest. I'm not sure why. Why would you do that? Why spend your time doing this to the district? Do you enjoy coming here getting in fights with parents? Is that what you want to do? You should care about the students, you should care about the parents. Thank you.
Samantha Fulmer, 1452 Green Tree Road, Scott. I am disgusted. There's no other word. I'm disgusted. I'm here tonight to voice my serious concerns about this board's alarming lack of transparency and accountability. After the meeting on Tuesday, it is unacceptable that you scheduled this meeting just one day later without giving the community any indication on Tuesday of a potential superintendent candidate. We all know why. You're hiding something. Holding meetings at 5 p.m. is a blatant disregard for many community members who cannot participate due to work commitments. The schedule reflects a lack of respect for our voices and input. Moreover, the continued omission of the candidate's name, and now I know why, because he worked the Woodland Hills School District to get a raise. I can't wait to hear what you're proposing to pay him tonight, because I'm sure it's more than what the raise was. I also know that after the Woodland Hills School Board meeting, members of this school board worked all night trying to convince him to come here. I urge you all to go watch Woodland Hills' last school board meeting and see how they wanted to get rid of this candidate. I urge you to follow Darnika Reed on Facebook and see what this superintendent candidate did to a board member there. My previous message that I had planned, when I had hope that you would do the right thing, was that I hope that the candidate you intend to vote on tonight has Chartiers Valley's best interests at heart, rather than serving the personal agendas of certain school board members. I would like to name you, but I won't, because I also heard today that some of you are out for blood. Thank you.
Okay, my name's Carmela Kraft. I live at 122 Knox Street. It's Bridgeville, but actually Scott Township. So I'm the proud and concerned parent of a current senior and an 8th grader. So like so many of the people who've spoken before me and that are here in attendance, I am very invested in this search process, specifically for my daughter who's younger. So I'm gonna kind of adjust my notes here a little bit, but I think the clarity or lack thereof and lack of transparency in this process is absolutely disrespectful to our community. And what I thought was going to be the 2 prior candidates and someone else up for consideration, now it's very disheartening that you actually went with the person that you did. Nevertheless, I guess the aspirations of our school includes integrity, community, innovation, and academia, and the superintendent choice should have reflected that. And that should be someone who champions those goals, especially because our kids deserve better. We're not looking to just fill the position, or we weren't, with a warm body that meets the minimum qualifications of certification as a superintendent. I find it very interesting in my cursory search for what the requirements for being a superintendent are, and this is just to share with everyone. My background is neither in the law or education. However, for the state of Pennsylvania, to actually attain a certificate to be a superintendent, you have to meet 24 PS 12-1209, which means that person should have good moral character. I don't know if that's a requirement just for it sounds like it's just to attain the certification, not necessarily to maintain it. I know that everything on the internet is not true. However, there's also, where there's smoke, there's fire. But it's also very telling that, you guys didn't list the name of the individual. If I'm going to a restaurant, if I'm going to buy a product, I do research, okay? I mean, you didn't even afford us the opportunity to know anything about the individual who's going to guide our kids' academic futures. And that's just so telling about what you think about all of us and our kids.
Leslie Clapperich, 320 Sunrise Drive, and it's in Collier Township. I'm appalled, completely and totally. I have never attended a school board meeting in my life. However, the fact that the candidate that you have chosen to put forward for this position was terminated by the West Mifflin School Board for charges that were sustained based upon a 1080 hearing, which stated he was hiring a convicted murderer. And secondarily, knowingly misled the board about a DUI charge. And third, he improperly used the resources of that school district for his personal gain. How this can possibly be an ethical candidate who belongs in our schools with our children, who we are trying to raise as good human beings, is completely beyond me. I am livid at the lack of transparency of this board. Every single one of you who scheduled a meeting and then canceled it, who scheduled a meeting at 5 p.m. when we all had to leave work to get here in time to speak, and you did not disclose the name. You are completely out of line. You all deserve to be voted off. This is ridiculous. Our children deserve better, and our property values are tied to the ridiculousness that you are doing here. Do you know why Mount Lebanon and Upper St. Clair have higher housing values than we do? They have a good school district, one that is invested in their children, one that looks for ethical candidates who support the growth of their students. This is not the right choice. Thank you.
To action discussion. Motion to appoint Dr. Daniel Pisagna as five-year term. Contract term. Made by Ms. King, seconded by Mr. Cross. Yes. The negotiating amount is $250,000.
Oh my God! Are you insane? Are you insane?
Board members,
Okay, so in good conscience. I cannot support this. Thank you, Lisa. Because we cannot continue to sit here
complain that we don't have any money, complain that we will not raise taxes, complain that, we have to cut positions because we don't have any money, and then offer an amount that is $45,000 above where our last superintendent was. And mind you, that is the cost of a teacher's salary.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yes, we do need to move on and have a superintendent. But we cannot talk out of both sides of our mouth. Not and be here for our students and our community, faithfully and with integrity. I also absolutely cannot. I did not. It was a shock to me to hear that name.
Appalling. How did she not know?
So I cannot support this. Literally, physically ill sitting here. I apologize, but I'm just like, they were not going to raise taxes and furlough teachers and not support the kids the way we should. And hire someone $1,000 that I don't think is going to do the right job. I think if that's the candidate, then we'll absolutely, there's no doubt about it. We shouldn't be settling. This is unacceptable.
Thank you, Megan.
I understand everybody's. I've been here in December, every meeting has been like. I'd like to know where were all of you when the previous board squandered $38 million? Where were you when the board raised taxes 7 straight years and never cut an expense? Where were you when hundreds of thousands of dollars of change orders were paid without board approval on the last construction project, Lyon County District? Where were you when the school curriculum that's being taught in the schools was never approved by the board? If you want us to be consistent, then you need to be consistent as well. And I'd also like to say that on Tuesday, I was appalled at the way Dr. Joe was treated and the way he was portrayed by people in the audience. That is a good man there. That is a man of high integrity. That is a man of high professionalism. And I think it's about time that crowd reciprocates in the same way with how they approach us. I just want you to know that I was elected and I answer all of you, or I'm sorry, I work for all of you. I don't answer to all of you. I answer to the people that elected me to cut expenses. And we're going to be able to cut expenses with Dr. Castagna in that position. And rather than get upset today, give it a year and see how it goes. Right? Just give it a year. And I know you want to know when we're up for election. I'm up for election in 3 years. I want you to walk around the neighborhoods telling people who are going to raise their taxes and spend the money on stupid and ridiculous things like this board did.
Or the salary.
I go back the rest of my time as
Or you're to cover the salary.
Oh, I'm sorry, after the meeting, I'll be right back there if anybody has a question. I'm glad. Anybody else have any discussion? I do, Mr. President. Folks up here who were concerned. That's all. My last year, contractor, go into the track, and sell, make money. At a meeting, I told them about it, I told the board members, contractor, back to the board's all meeting. Wanted $157,000. Told the board, proven that he caused this. Number two, these board members voted on Friday night to pay this contractor to redo the track. And he screwed it up again. And we had to fix it again. So
To do with the agenda.
about money. Why don't they concern that?
What does this have to do with the agenda item?
So, you were saying that on the board. Okay, well, he was on the board, I'm not sure why you keep saying it's the other board.
I don't say up here, and especially I'm not gonna say a whole lot tonight because I was raised that if you have nothing good to say, you don't say it. I don't have a whole lot good to say right now, but I will say that, I love this district, and this is still a great place, no matter what anybody believes or thinks. I am the only person sitting up here that has gone to this school and attended this school since the Reagan administration. And I can say that I went here, I love it here. This is one of the greatest places in the world. And that's what I just hope everybody remembers over the course of however long, because this is a great place. Thank you.
Okay, Kelly, can you call the roll?
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Mr. Cora?
Yes.
Mrs. Rory? Yes. Ms. Heen? Yes. Mr. Montani?
No.
Mrs. Sexton? No. Mrs. Trainer? No. Mr. Oliger?
Yes.
Dr. Mariano?
Yes. The motion passes 6-3. Mr. Ollinger for public comments on non-agenda items.
Kelly, did anybody sign up to speak on agenda items this evening? If so, please state your name and address when you approach the board. We appreciate your interest. Please keep your comment to 3 minutes.
Thomas Rubitz?
I think you know by now, Thomas Rubrich, 352 Canadian Road, Scott Township. For the next regularly scheduled meeting, I am asking for a solicitor's update on the payment in lieu of taxes situation with Providence Point. Please and thank you.
Matt Swire?
Good evening, Matt Dwyer, 4003 Coast Circle, over in Collier Township. We get these in the mail, calendars from the district, they're printed. Inside, under transportation, it says CVSD employs over 50 full and part-time drivers receive training mandated by state and federal laws. Most drivers are residents of Shore Valley and are familiar with the roads and our students. They take care and pride in the very important job of safely transporting children to and from school each day. With your backdoor shenanigans that you're doing, trying to outsource school bus transportation, you're going to have to remove that and say we do not safely transport your children. We do not care about them getting to school each day. We just care about saving $1. Those contracts that you receive, those bids, they don't guarantee drivers. That just gives you $1 for service. Doesn't mean the bus is going to show up. Doesn't mean it's going to pick up the kids. It just means that they get a check from the district. Thank you.
Samantha Fulmer, 1452 Green Tree Road.
district. The school district of Chartiers Valley. Not Darren Mariano, not Jeff Cora, not Liz, or I'm sorry, I can't even remember your name right now because I'm so angry. Hume, Mrs. Hume, Mr. Olinger, or Ms. Drury. You're here for Chartiers Valley School District. I find it so very hard to believe that you allow them to operate this way. It is not in the best interest of Chartiers Valley School District. I would also like to say, we never said anything poor about Dr. J. We said something poor about this board's lack of transparency. Don't put words into our mouth. I am so appalled. How can we be financially at dire straits and now we're going to be paying the salary of one of the highest paid superintendents in the whole state? How? You're threatening to cut positions. You're threatening to outsource our school bus drivers. But yet you're going to pay someone $250,000? How? How do you put your heads on your pillows at night? I am disgusted with you. Shame on you.
There are no more comments. Before we close, just a reminder that we won't see you before Election Day. Please go out and vote, because if you haven't figured this out already, elections matter.
Absolutely they do.
The board would like to extend its heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Joseph P. Imperia, Chartiers Valley Superintendent. His guidance has been invaluable in navigating challenges and maintaining the district's focus on excellence in education. We are grateful for his dedication and strong foundation he has laid for the incoming superintendent. Dr. Imperia will continue to guide the district until Dr. Castagna begins in 2025. The district will release a press release later this evening. Thank you and congratulations to Dr. Castagna as the next superintendent of schools at Chartiers Valley School District. Motion to adjourn.
So made.
Motion made by Ms. Heem, and a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Chora. All in favor? Aye. Meeting is adjourned. Have a good evening this evening, everyone.
I snuck in, I came in late. Which one?
You went to a Tuesday?
Yes.
Greensburg or somewhere?
How are you? Yeah, oh, it was phenomenal.
Who was it? It's I'm gonna turn this off.